Hi all, good afternoon. Join me here in my caravan in West Wales. The sun's just come out, so that's nice, and a cup of tea. So I've got some news I want to share with you about the ski project, some exciting stuff. So firstly, the prototype, the snowbound prototype, been working on, for these last two and a half years, was tested on the 7th of August, and it worked. It worked really well. It took the system I designed for the drag lift, worked straight off the bat, and then it skied down really nicely the first run, and it just kept skiing on it. In fact, the only limiting factor was my shoulder from a previous skiing injury a few days before, not on the prototype I should say, that stopped me. Otherwise I could have skied on it all night. And yeah, the raw mechanics of the ski are there. The DNA and the geometry works really well, and there's going to be a sort of long journey now of development and evolution and micro design to bring it forward. But overall it worked, and it worked really well, so I'm really happy. And that sort of leads me on to the next point, which is to thank everyone. The GoFundMe page, which has been running alongside as a blog to this project, I'm going to be closing down today, and I'd like to thank everyone for the support. Not just for the financial support, but also for the advice and the engineering tips and the snow information about snow sports and adaptive skiing. And it's been really nice not only to have that financial support, but that sort of feeling of people behind me. So I'd like to thank you all for that. And that leads me on to the exciting news, which is, firstly, let me explain that whilst working with this project, I've also been toying with the idea whether I could take it forward, not only build a ski for myself, but build it for other people as well. And from a design point of view, I developed the ski so each piece is not just a one-off or a knock-up. It can be repeated and remade, or certainly ready for batch production. But also, I've been quietly working away on laying the foundation of a business if I ever got to this point where I wanted that option. So things like trademarks, registering companies, and things like that. And the hesitation has been whether I, with my illness and its limitations, could run a business. And there's a few other things in there, but mainly around my illness and its condition, as it's up and down. And I've decided to go for it. I felt that the ski prototype was the sort of mental linchpin, which made me realize I could design something and get it working and working well. And I feel that from building the ski, that with the right support and equipment and a combination of both, I can achieve and do things. And so it's for that reason I'm gonna go ahead. So I'd like to introduce you to ArcticFox, and let me just slide in the logo here. Arc. So as of 5:07 on the 25th of August, ArcticFox is launched. So this is ArcticFox, and the slogan is "Come as you are." Now, it's a slogan I chose from watching other people ski and trying to get themselves to the slope. And what I realized is we're not trying to compete with each other. Things can be quite difficult at times just to get to the slope. Hotel, flights, travel, and dealing with your own disease or injury or condition, pain and what have you. It's hard enough as it is. So just come as you are. Adventure at all costs, come as you are. So ArcticFox, come as you are. And it's no coincidence I've chosen this date. It is also the start of the Paralympic Games. Ceremony was yesterday, and I think this all the actual games start today. Britain, I believe, has a gold in the cycling already, but there's some great stuff to look out for. Please look out for things like wheelchair rugby, goalball, and some of the track stuff looks pretty good. Swimming, of course. So all great stuff to have a look out for. And then the sort of vision then for ArcticFox is quite simple in some ways. It's basically to get people, you know, with poor mobility through disease, illness, or what have you, well, with the ski up on the slopes and sliding and freedom. And it's really quite hard to find that sort of freedom anywhere else, you know, through the problems that someone might have. And adventure, and the long-term vision would be to design great equipment or adaptive equipment that could enable that sort of adventure, sort of be it mountain, lake, river, sea, forest, that kind of thing. So sort of through well-engineered, well thought out, user-focused, lightweight, adaptive hardware. That's what I want for ArcticFox. And going forward, you know, that's what I want, is for people to sort of get that freedom, as cheesy as it might sound, in the best possible way. And that leads me on to what's going to happen next, apart from building the next round with the prototype. Over the next 3 to 4 weeks, we'll be building up to a website launch, and the Instagram, LinkedIn and Facebook goes up to date, and that is ArcticFox Adaptive. So please check that out, that'd be really great. And that sort of just leaves me on the last note, which is part of the ArcticFox brand. Over the last 6 or 7 months, we've been working hard on bringing in some clothing, a small range of really well thought out, sustainable, high performing clothing that matches the ethos of the brand, and we will hopefully be launching that soon with the website. And it'd be really great if you could join us sort of on this journey, and here's to a great future with ArcticFox. So ArcticFox, come as you are. Thanks for watching.